this is more than 72% of students drive a vehicle to school. And then we did our sample size, which is set up with a 95% confidence level, which gives us the 1.96. And then the 0.25 is given to us by 0.5 times 0.5, and this is our margin of error. And once you work that out, you get this number, which rounded gives you 385, but we do not have 385 students in our school, so we're going to sample between 75 to 100, so our sample size is 90. For our random sample, we picked one advisor from each grade to receive 56 samples. Then we proceeded to ask every third person we saw during lunch to obtain the remaining 34 samples for a grand total of 90 samples. 64 answered yes and 26 answered no.
Now we are going to test if our claim is correct. Since our claim is P is greater than 0.72, we have to find the null and the alternative. The null is P is less than or equal than 0.72, and the alternative is P is greater than 0.72. And we used our numbers from before. The sample size was 90, P hat is 0.71, P is 0.72, and Q is 0.28. This is a graph of the 95% level. We want it to be, if our claim is correct, we want it to be in this area over 1.645. To get this, we do the P hat minus our percentage, which is 0.71 minus 0.72, divided by the square root of our percentage and the other half of it, so 0.72 times 0.28, divided by the number in our sample, which is 90. And that comes to negative 0.21, which is much less than our claim, where we want it to be over here. So evidence does not support our claim of P is greater than 0.72. The final conclusion, less than 72% of students drive to school.
So if you don't want to do what we just showed you written out by hand, you can use your calculator, and all you have to do is go to stats, over to tests, and then down to one proportion Z test, which is number 5. And then our claim was that 72%, we want it to be greater than, so you put in 0.72 for your P, and then your X becomes how many people said yes that they drove to school, because that's what we were trying to figure out, which was 64. Then we come down here, and the N was how many people you surveyed, so we surveyed 90. Then we come down here, and it says proportion is not equal to, less than, or greater than, and we want it to be greater than, so we go over there and we hit enter. And you go down to calculate, and you hit enter again, and it shows us that our Z-score is negative 0.18, which since we rounded ours sooner, we got negative 0.21, but it's still supporting our claim that the evidence does not support that P is greater than 0.72, once again showing that less than 72% of people drive their vehicles to school